All right, get ready because we're diving deep into high-performance computing. Today, we're taking a look at Netweb Technologies' 2023-24 Annual Report.
Yeah, think of an annual report kind of like a company's yearly checkup.
You can see how healthy they are, what their ambitions are, and maybe even where some vulnerabilities are.
And, even if you're not like an investor or anything,
Yeah.
it's a fascinating look at a company that's really shaking things up.
Especially here in India.
Exactly.
And speaking of shaking things up, they just had their IPO.
Yeah,
India's tech scene is just absolutely exploding.
it is.
And they're even involved in a supercomputer
Oh, yeah.
that's putting India on the map for AI.
That's a big one.
But okay, let's start with the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the financials.
Financials. Get a grip on that.
All right, let's look at their revenue growth first.
Okay.
A really impressive 91.6% CAGR over the past few years.
Wow, that's huge.
That's significantly higher than the industry average.
Yeah.
So it really shows they're grabbing market share like crazy.
That's a lot of momentum, but are they actually making money?
Right, profitability.
Yeah.
Well, both their EBITDA margin and their return on equity are looking really good.
Well,
It's a good sign that they're not just growing fast,
right.
but they're doing it efficiently and they're generating good returns.
So they're not just burning through cash to grow.
Exactly. And their net debt to equity ratio is really low,
Right.
meaning they're not overloaded with debt.
And remember, their IPO
Yes,
looks like they're using those funds pretty strategically.
it seems like it.
All right, so the financials look pretty healthy,
Yeah,
but what's the story behind the numbers?
right.
Let's jump into the MD&A,
Okay.
where management kind of gives their take on everything.
This is where we get the narrative, right?
Yeah.
And they say their success is due to strategic acumen and operational excellence.
I like those.
Right. Two big words.
Hmm.
They highlight their focus on high-end computing solutions,
So they're sticking to their strengths.
sticking to what they know.
What about the future, though? Where do they see themselves going?
Well, they're putting a lot of their chips on high-performance computing,
Okay.
AI, and cloud solutions.
Big areas.
All sectors that are predicted to just explode in the next few years.
Yeah.
And this is where their strong top-line visibility comes in.
Okay.
Basically, they're saying they're confident about future revenue because of existing orders.
So they've got things lined up.
Yeah, they've got the orders in and they see the market trends.
Okay, so they're pretty bullish on the future.
They are.
They're also pointing to the booming Indian data center market.
Yes.
How does that play into their strategy?
It's a huge opportunity for them. You've got major tech players pouring money into India.
Yeah.
You've got the government launching all these digital initiatives.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting is that growth isn't limited to the big cities.
Okay.
You're seeing these tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
Becoming data center hubs.
Okay, so Netweb is positioned to really benefit from all this digital expansion.
Yeah,
And their geographical reach could be a real advantage.
absolutely.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about the people behind the scenes.
Right.
The corporate governance section gives us a peek into leadership and decision-making.
Yeah. Gives you that behind the curtain look.
One thing that jumps out is the Lota family.
Yeah.
They've got a pretty significant presence.
Yeah.
They hold a bunch of key positions.
Right.
Makes me wonder about long-term vision and succession planning.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Family-run businesses, they have their advantages.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
you got to think about potential conflicts of interest and the need for new ideas.
Fresh blood.
Yeah.
Fresh perspectives.
On the plus side, though,
Yeah.
the board does have independent directors from different backgrounds.
Right. So it's a mix.
Yeah.
You've got that family influence,
Yeah.
but also some independent voices. Okay. What about executive compensation?
Okay.
How are they incentivized?
Their pay structure is commission-based,
Okay.
so it's tied to the company's profitability.
So their success is literally tied to the company's.
Exactly. Very direct.
Sounds like a good motivator.
Definitely.
I'm really curious about their products and services.
Yeah.
What are they actually doing in this high-performance computing space?
Let's get into the operational highlights.
All right.
So their flagship brand, Tyrone, that's where it all happens.
Okay.
They offer a whole range of solutions.
Right.
Supercomputing systems, private cloud solutions, AI workstations.
So they're not just a hardware company. They're doing
Right.
software,
They've got the whole package.
cloud solutions.
Exactly.
That's a pretty comprehensive approach.
It is.
And they've got clients like NMDC Data Center and Graviton.
Big names.
Yeah.
So they're showing they can deliver on a large scale.
So they're not just talking the talk.
Right, they're walking the...
They're walking the walk with some serious clients.
They are?
What about their commitment to innovation? How are they staying ahead?
Yeah, because this is a fast-paced industry.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of emphasis on cutting-edge IP products,
Yeah.
pioneering advancements in high-performance computing.
But they're realistic about the risks too, right?
Oh, absolutely. We should take a look at those next.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we've seen that Netweb is really doing well in this high-growth market,
They are?
but every company faces challenges.
Right.
What kind of roadblocks do they see coming up?
Well, one of the biggest worries for any tech company is technology risk.
Uh-huh.
You know, the chance that their products could become obsolete,
Yeah.
especially with how fast innovation moves.
It's like a constant pressure in this industry.
Yeah, it is.
So how are they handling that?
They're putting a lot of resources into R&D, research and development that's essential for staying ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And they're also making these strategic partnerships
Yep.
with some of the giants in the industry, like Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA.
So they're not trying to do it all alone.
Right. It's much better to team up with the best.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about financial risks? Are there any red flags there?
Well, they do mention credit risk.
Nope.
That's the possibility of customers delaying payments,
Right.
which can impact their cash flow.
Oh, pretty
But they
funny.
say they've put some pretty strong collection mechanisms in place.
Okay, so trying to minimize that risk.
Exactly.
Good. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
Anything else that worries them?
Customer concentration risk is something they point out.
Okay.
A big chunk of their revenue comes from just a few major clients.
Right.
So if they were to lose even one of these clients,
Yeah.
it could have a significant impact.
It's like, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Spread it out a little bit.
Diversify.
But it's not all about profit, right?
Right.
What about their commitment to the bigger picture?
Yeah.
Like sustainability and social responsibility.
Yeah.
Do they address that?
They do. Their ESG initiatives are outlined in the report.
Cookie is fishy.
Environmental, social, and governance factors.
Yeah.
They've even set up a dedicated ESG committee.
Wow. So they're not messing around.
They're taking it seriously.
What areas are they specifically focusing on?
They've got some ambitious goals for renewable energy use
Okay.
and reducing their carbon footprint.
So important these days.
It's a big deal for investors and stakeholders.
Yeah.
They're looking beyond just the financial returns.
It's about doing well by doing good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What about their social impact programs?
They're supporting neonatal care units
Okay.
and initiatives to provide quality education for children,
That's great.
especially in underprivileged communities,
Big difference.
really showing they're committed to making a positive impact.
Yeah, beyond just their business.
Right.
Okay, so they're ticking the boxes on environmental and social responsibility.
It seems like it.
But what about the numbers themselves?
Right?
Let's look at the auditor's report.
Okay.
See what the independent assessment says about their financial health.
All right, so good news first.
Mhm.
The auditors gave an unqualified opinion on Netweb's financial statements.
Unqualified, that's a good thing, right?
That's the best you can get.
Okay.
It means they're presented fairly
Okay.
and comply with all the accounting standards.
So we can trust the numbers.
You can trust them.
Good.
This gives a green light to investors.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
Anything else noteworthy in the auditor's report?
They also looked at the effectiveness of Netweb's internal financial controls,
Okay.
which gives even more assurance about how reliable their financial reporting is.
So it's like a double check,
Exactly. A second set of eyes
ensuring transparency.
and accountability.
Okay, so we've got the thumbs up from the auditors.
We do.
Now let's turn our attention to the shareholders.
Okay.
What do they need to know?
Well, Netweb has a good history of paying dividends, which is always good for investors looking for that steady income.
Yeah.
The report also details the company's ownership structure,
Okay.
showing a mix of promoters,
Right.
institutional investors,
Uh-huh.
and public shareholders.
So a good mix of ownership.
It is.
That can be a positive thing, right?
It can.
Bringing different perspectives to the table.
Different priorities.
Looking ahead, what are Netweb's big strategic moves?
Well, they're definitely focused on growth and expansion.
Makes sense.
We talked about their R&D investments,
Yeah.
but they're also in a great position to explore some strategic acquisitions.
Interesting.
The report doesn't name any specific targets,
Right.
but it's clearly something they're considering.
Acquisitions can be a powerful tool, right?
They can
To enter new markets, acquire new technology.
consolidate their position
Yeah,
in
right.
existing markets.
It's a strategy worth watching.
Definitely.
But before we move on, what about those dense financial notes?
Oh, yeah.
Are there any Any hidden gems in there that we should be aware of?
There are, actually. They give you all these granular details
Okay.
that add context to the financial statements. Like, they break down the company's borrowings,
Okay.
lease liabilities,
Uh-huh.
related party transactions.
So it's really getting into the weeds.
It is.
What kind of insights can we get from all those details?
Well, for example, you can see that Netweb uses the expected credit loss model
Oh.
for recognizing impairment loss on financial assets.
Got it.
They also explain their approach to revenue recognition.
Oh,
It's based on the transfer of control of goods to the customer.
it's interesting how these accounting choices can really shape the story, right?
They do.
Anything else stand out from the notes?
Their lease obligations are worth noting,
Oh.
mostly office facilities,
Right.
with terms ranging from 1 to 9 years.
So it gives you a sense of their long-term commitments
Exactly.
and potential risks. Okay, so the financial notes, they really do provide a lot of context
They do.
and can help investors spot those red flags.
Or opportunities.
Or opportunities, yeah.
Oh.
But let's not forget about something pretty remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
Netweb's role in building India's largest and fastest AI supercomputer,
Aerowatt.
Aerowatt.
Yeah.
This feels like stepping into the future of computing.
It's pretty groundbreaking.
It is.
It's currently ranked 75th in the world,
Wow.
which is a real testament to India's growing technological capabilities.
And to Netweb's expertise.
And Netweb's expertise, exactly.
For those of us who aren't, tech wizards,
Right.
can you break down what makes Aerowatt so special?
Well, it has a compute capacity of 200 AI petaflops.
Oh,
Now, to put that in
can you
perspective,
put that in layman's terms.
it can process a massive amount of data,
Okay.
enabling really complex AI tasks
Okay.
at speeds that were unheard of just a few years ago.
So we're talking about solving problems that would have taken, years.
Years, decades,
Decades, maybe,
maybe even longer.
with traditional computers.
Right.
Now we can do it in a fraction of the time.
Exactly.
And the implications are huge, right?
Huge.
What kind of impact can this have?
It's going to empower researchers,
Okay.
scientists, innovators.
Across different fields.
Across all sorts of fields, yeah.
Yeah.
From drug discovery to climate modeling to space exploration.
It's really going to accelerate those breakthroughs
It is.
and position India as a leader in AI.
A global leader.
Wow. It sounds like a real technological leap forward.
It is.
It's pushing India into the future of computing.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
And Netweb is right there at the forefront.
Absolutely.
Their expertise in high-performance computing,
Yeah.
combined with their commitment to innovation,
Uh-huh.
makes them a real key player
Yeah.
in shaping India's digital landscape.
Yeah. They're not just riding the wave.
Yeah.
They're helping to create it.
I like that.
Pretty amazing.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey,
It is.
uncovering Netweb's impressive performance, their vision for the future,
Yeah.
and their role in pushing the boundaries of technology.
Pushing the limits.
We explored their financials, delved into the management's perspective,
Mm.
analyzed their governance, even got into the nitty-gritty of their operational highlights.
And the risk factors.
Factors, yeah.
We even got some good insights from those financial notes
We did.
and saw how their commitment to sustainability fits into their overall strategy.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
But remember, we've only just scratched the surface.
We have
There's so much more in Netweb's full annual report.
a wealth of information.
So our deep dives might be ending here,
Right.
but your exploration can continue.
It can.
Where do you see Netweb fitting into the future of computing?
It's a good question.
With HPC and AI converging
Yeah.
and India's tech sector booming.
They're in a great position.
They
Have
are.
the expertise,
Yeah.
the vision, and the drive to really be a major force
I think so too.
as India's digital economy grows.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see Netweb play an even bigger role
I agree.
in shaping the tech landscape.
This has been a really insightful deep dive.
It has been.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to check out Netweb's full annual report
Yeah, take a look.
and keep exploring. Until next time, keep diving deep and stay curious. All right, we're back and ready to explore Netweb's involvement in building Aerowatt,
Yeah.
India's biggest and fastest AI supercomputer.
It's a pretty amazing project.
It feels like we're stepping into the future of computing here.
It is a game changer.
It is.
I mean, it's currently ranked 75th in the world,
wow.
which really says something about India's growing tech capabilities,
Yeah.
and of course, Netweb's expertise.
It's incredible that an Indian company played such a crucial role
Right?
in designing and building this powerful machine.
Yeah.
But for those of us who aren't,
Yeah.
tech wizards,
Right.
can you break down what makes Aerowatt so special?
Well, it has a compute capacity of 200 AI petaflops.
Okay.
Now, to put that into perspective,
Yeah, give us the layman's terms.
it can process a massive amount of data,
Okay.
which allows it to do these really complex AI tasks
Yeah.
at speeds that were, unimaginable a few years ago.
So we're talking about solving problems that would take years or even decades, yeah, with traditional computers.
Right.
And now we're doing them in a fraction of the time.
Exactly.
The implications are huge, right?
Massive.
What kind of impact can this have?
Well, it's going to empower researchers,
Yeah.
scientists,
Yeah.
innovators,
In all sorts of
fields, yeah.
fields.
From drug discovery
Yeah.
to climate modeling, space exploration.
I mean, it's really going to accelerate breakthroughs
It will.
and position India as a leader in AI.
A global leader.
It's like a technological leap forward.
Yeah, it is.
It's propelling India into the future of computing.
It's exciting to see.
And Netweb is right there
At the forefront.
at the forefront of it all.
Yeah.
Their expertise in high-performance computing and their commitment to innovation,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes them such a key player
Absolutely.
in shaping India's digital landscape.
And remember our earlier conversation about their focus on AI and HPC?
Yeah,
This project is a perfect example
it is.
of how they're putting that strategy into action.
Because like they're not just riding the wave, they're helping to create it.
Exactly.
This deep dive has been incredible.
It has.
We've uncovered Netweb's impressive performance,
Yeah.
their vision for the future,
For ambition.
and their role in pushing the boundaries of technology.
It's inspiring.
We explored their financials. We got into the management's perspective, analyzed their governance.
Their operations.
Yeah, their operations.
Risks. We even dug into those financial notes
We did.
and saw how their sustainability efforts fit into the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
But, and this is important,
Yeah.
we've only just scratched the surface here.
We have
There is so much more in Netweb's full annual report
a wealth of information.
waiting to be explored.
Yeah.
So our deep dive might be ending here,
Right.
but your exploration can continue.
Absolutely.
So I got to ask,
Yeah.
where do you see Netweb fitting into the future of computing?
That's the big question.
With HPC and AI converging
Yeah.
and India's tech sector just booming.
It seems like they're in a prime position.
They do.
They have the expertise, the vision, the drive
I think so too.
to really be a major force.
Yeah.
As India's digital economy grows, I think we're going to see Netweb playing an even bigger role.
Yeah. Shaping the tech landscape.
Absolutely.
This has been a truly insightful deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to check out Netweb's full annual report
Yeah, dive in.
and keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep diving deep
Yep.
and stay curious.